Friday, you're joined with me, Neicy from Caribbean Entertainment Hub. We're always chatting with some of the up-and-coming big artists within the region. Today we're going to be joined by a Trini-born, Canada-based singer-songwriter, recorder, artist, and overall businesswoman. Trust me, we're going to be introducing you guys to Shorty. But although she's short and petite inside, her talent is huge, and she's going to be chatting with us and telling us all about her journey in the music industry. And today she just released a brand new track. You're hearing it in the background. It's called Pressure. Total vibe. So I want to get into that with her. But in the meantime, be sure to click the link in bio and check out what's trending this week on Caribbean Entertainment Hub. We saw recently that Shansia performed at Kanye's event. Big things happening with these Caribbean artists. But head across to the website, click the link in bio, check out our YouTube channel for our event coverages. Check out our Facebook, check out our website, and scroll, show the up-and-coming artists some support, and also be free to message us and let us know who you would like to see joining the live, who you would like to see us interview, and we'll be sure to get that to you. But in the meantime, definitely drop those flags in the comment section. I want to know where you guys are tuning in from and how this week has been for you guys. Be sure to have a safe weekend. Have fun, but be safe always. And I'm seeing my guest is already here. Lady on time as usual. So you guys, joining me to welcome the one and only Show. Shorty!
Hey, Neicy, what's poppin'?
Alright, so I'm excited to chat with you, but before we dive in, I'm gonna put the music on the low because you know how your music, that's how the ladies want it, so why not? So you guys, this is the one, the only Shorty, as I said. Her name is Shorty. She's a little petite and small in nature, so I'm guessing where that's where the name come from, but the talent is huge. So for persons who do not know you and haven't been following your countless releases, music videos, performances, introduce them to Shorty. Introduce them to the artist that is Shorty.
Well, my name is Shorty, and it's spelled S-U-R-E-D. So it is a play on words. So Shorty from a petite stature, as well as short form for Surely Destined. So I've been doing music for a minute. I started off as a writer, and then I transitioned into an artist. I wanted to grasp a bigger audience. So I started off in tense, calypso tense, and then I gradually transitioned to making my own music and performing in bigger venues with a dynamic or a crowd for my style of music.
Yes. So we have so much to cover because I want to know everything. So you said that you started off writing. So you were a songwriter for artists. Could we get some of those names that you would have written music for?
Well, I worked with Kia Jeffries. That's how I got my start, in New York, and I was on the road with her, working with her, and I worked with an artist by the name of Dillis, who's from the UK, and I did some music over here for some talent in Toronto. So Kia Jeffries, if people remember that song with Akanelli, she sings "Put It in Your Mouth." So I was on the road with her, and then I got my start like that. Yeah.
All right, so I've listened to lots of your music. So you write everything that you sing. Is it safe to say that Shorty writes or co-write at least when it comes to her music?
Shorty is one who does write, and yeah, don't play with my pen. I do write.
Yes. So we have some new releases that one just dropped music videos and all, and today a brand new release, so we're going to come to that a little later on. But just to touch on your background, you are Trinidadian. But where are you based right now?
I am based in Toronto, Canada.
Based in Toronto, okay. So have you been out there like a while? How the music scene has been out there for you?
Well, the music scene is, the soca scene in Toronto is pretty big. We have events and different fets happening pretty much every weekend, every other weekend. Yeah. And as for the music, it is a big push. So obviously I have support with certain DJs and things like that. And
Nice, nice.
before I used to be more out in the mix, in the sense of I'd be going to these different clubs, supporting these different DJs and things like that, in the hopes of having my song played and things like that. And
Yeah.
then when I realized, like, you cannot be too accessible
Yes,
out
yes,
here
yes.
as well, right? So I kind of grasped back and really focused on my craft and making sure I create quality as opposed to just putting out music.
But even within you saying that you are one of the most consistent female artists that I have known personally. I mean, I met you, it would have been around the season with Toolkit.
Yeah,
It would have
well,
been around the release of
that
Toolkit when
was
I met
very
you. And that was,
early.
yes. So, but
Uh-huh.
Toolkit, well, I'm guessing it's not the first. You would have had music or before Toolkit.
Toolkit was my very first, I think it was my very first soca song after coming out of tent. So I had
Okay,
soca
okay.
before, but the first song after leaving tent was Toolkit.
Toolkit, right. So when I've
Uh-huh.
been following your journey from Toolkit come up the road, every year is music, visuals, consistently. How do you keep, as much as you say you're trying to just back and work on equality, but it shows within your strategic planning because when you put out releases, you can see that a lot of thought goes into it. And even the way that you roll out your promotion. So is it Shorty's doing that, or has Shorty built a team around her?
Well, the majority is Shorty. I am very hands-on when it comes to my music and what goes out and whatnot. It does. I do try to find a time where I could sit down with a few people who I do work with, which I would call
Okay.
my team, and we'll decide, okay, what's the best release to go with now, and based on the season and the time and the energy, what we will want to go with, and
Yeah.
then I'll go from there. But at the same time, a lot of the thought behind everything, it is Shorty.
Nicely, nicely. So was the move from Trinidad to Canada strategic for music or other opportunities?
Well, my mom had moved up here first, and then my mom had brought me and my older brother up after. So I wasn't even thinking about music in that sense at the time, because I came up here when I was very young. I went to school and I was really into sports. So I was more of like Shorty, the soccer player, wanting to play soccer, right?
Very
And that
athletic, very athletic. Yep, yeah,
Right,
very
right.
athletic.
So that's what I, in my mind, wanted to do. And then I discovered music, I would say, at a little later on in my life. And it was something that I realized that I did have the talent for, and I was blessed with the talent. And
Very
I
nicely.
continued to figure out, okay, what genre is it that I want to be in and things like that. And with that, I couldn't really go on one, because my sound, especially from being from Trinidad and coming to Toronto and being in this melting pot of all these different races and
Cultures.
cultures and everything, my music just never comes out as one specific genre. You always could hear a little bit of something else in the music.
Nice. And I'm glad that you brought up genre because your sound is so fused. You can't pin it, as you said, in one style. You get pop, you get soca, you get the dancehall, you get some Afrobeat, even R&B when you're testing the vocals. And
Mm-hmm,
you get some techno, a little techno vibe. So, how are you with the choosing of producers? Who do you work with to give you that unique style? Because all your music, as much as they're different and versatile, it has that common thread of fusion running through it. So who are some of the producers that is helping Shorty put out these great quality music?
Well, I've been working with he's a more of an artist now, which is Bada
Okay.
General. He's a dancehall artist, but he does produce, and he kind of gets my sound in the sense that I'm not to be put in a box, and just let
Yes.
me be free and do what it is that I would like to do. And then I have other soca producers that I've worked with, like Dr. Rat in Toronto and things like
Okay.
that. And then I have also gone to producers with an idea that I felt like, okay, maybe this could come across. And I've worked with
Yeah.
TQ and another producer by the name of G Vine, where I can go sit down with them as an artist with a producer and be like, okay, this is the vibe I'm feeling. How can we create something to fit this?
This vibe.
Yeah.
Nice. And I could tell that you're very hands-on with your music, but most importantly with your business. So how can you tell us the difference with Shorty the artist and Shorty the businesswoman?
Okay, well, Shorty the artist is very fun and stages home. I love
Mhm.
performing, and you know, that's Shorty Bacana, right? Then you'll have Shorty the business, which is like very straight to the point. Do not mix business with friendships and pleasure, whatever. And you know, it's what is it that you need? Get to the point and don't waste my time. That's Shorty in the business, because I find, like, especially being a female, which you
Yeah.
know you would be able to probably agree with, especially in entertainment, you have to sort of be able to be tough in the sense of, you know, get to the point. What is it that you need? And you know,
Yeah.
no kind of joke thing, because they'll think everything is a joke. And remember, this is a male dominated
In
industry.
that. So
So,
true.
you know, I have to be very about my business when it comes to the business side, and not no play thing, right?
Okay, so what advice would you give this up and coming artist in terms of how you got to that point? Was it that somebody passed on that knowledge for you, or you burned and had to learn the hard way? How did you decide learn how to separate both sides and understand what is required on both sides? Because I noticed like a lot of up and coming artists, especially in this era, they focus entirely on this music, and they don't have a clue what's going on when it comes to their business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you decide to go about that? Did somebody pass on that information to you?
I definitely had to learn as I went along. You know, at the beginning, I didn't have it all figured out. And even still now, I don't have it all figured out. And I could still learn a thing or two every day, right? But
Okay,
I
so always
definitely
learning, always learning.
yeah, I definitely had to learn and grow in being in the entertainment business, and trying to get myself out there, and meeting, you know, this thing called networking. You know, you do want to
Yeah,
network, but you want to network to a point where it's business. And you know, I
yeah.
always used to tell people, when they asked about, you know, do I love what I do, and I
Mhm.
always used to say I love the music, but you see, the business, man, I don't really have love for the
Yeah,
business, you understand?
yeah.
So you know, I definitely learned. And as I grew within the business, I realized that not every smile or not every
Is
skin teeth is a smile,
is a
right?
great, yeah,
And I
yeah.
also learned that, you know, you have to be able to separate and go from there. And that's how I move. Like before, I used to be very like, um shorty,
Bubbly,
and I'm fun and I'm bubbly, which I can be, don't get it
yeah.
twisted, but I'm also from Despas Laventil, and I'm not tolerating no shit.
Lavender
Right?
is building, that's the Trinity.
Right.
Lavender
So
is
that's a
building.
whole different, you know, I didn't grow up like soft, right? And I grew up around a lot of, I have brothers, I don't have any sis, well, I have a younger sister, but no
Yeah.
one I grew up with as a big sister, you know?
Okay.
So at the same time, like, I have to keep it very tough
Professional. Yeah,
and
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so now to the music, the juicy part.
Okay.
We were sharing my thing that is recently out. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
hasn't made to 2 months as yet. My thing.
I don't even think it's a good month yet.
Month.
It's probably a
So
month.
my thing is
Yeah,
it's fresh off the
fresh
press.
off the
And
press.
today you're dropping a banger. I now understand why you commented pressure on the photo I posted
Yeah,
recently because
right.
I was like, okay, all right. So tell us about. I mean, you have so much music, and you guys, if you're not familiar with Shorty, just head across to YouTube and type in Shorty and check out her music. And the beautiful thing that I love about your style is your videos are so fun and playful, and you could always find something creative within it. Like you stretch yourself when it comes to making music video, even if it's the simplest visual. you would still go out of the box, whether it's with the fashion or she have long feathers on her eyes. So definitely head across to YouTube and check it out. We're gonna share the link and don't worry, we're gonna get them connected with Shorty. But let's tell us about the releases for this year, especially my thing and your brand new release that is hot off the press today called Pressure.
Okay, well, my thing is produced by Bada General, and that song is a old school dance hall beat that I was able to take and flip it to create my thing, right? So the music that I create for the most part is for the strong, independent women. You could be single or in a relationship, but it's for the strong woman. My audience is that person, right? So my thing came about, and it was actually done before the pandemic even hit. Wow. And the video was shot last year summer, but we held it off only because of how everything was going with the pandemic, and we was watching and seeing how things were going. So we waited a little bit, but my thing came about with just a vibe. I had gotten the beat from Bada General, and then he told me just go do my thing, and that's how that came out. Now Pressure, which dropped today, is produced by CG. He's a producer over here in Canada, very, very talented producer. I've been doing some work with him, and again, Pressure is the rhythm is the Oye rhythm, and it's myself, and he's also on the rhythm along with other artists from Toronto. So we have Jax on it, we have Logan on it, and we have Dylan on it, and myself. So that came out today. And Pressure, I took the perspective of, when I heard the rhythm, I felt like back in that 10th vibe, and I wanted to kind of tell a story as opposed to just singing about any old regular thing. So Pressure, I took that rhythm and then I created more of a story and went from there.
Very well done. I would say, especially like when I listen to music, I listen for three things: the overall catchiness of the song, the lyrical aspect, and the beat dynamic, right? And when I was listening, like the lyrics, you could tell that the writing was a bit old school, like that old school flavor, and it's making you a bit hungry while you're listening to the song, right? A bit hungry, right? But definitely you're getting that retro feel, that retro, the old mixed with the new, as they like to say.
Right, right.
It's nice. So would we be getting a visual for Pressure? Because with you, it's definitely possible.
You want the pressure? Well, of course. I already shot the video for Pressure. So
you see what guys?
I already did that. Pressure. I'm so excited for that video. That video will be coming out in September. I do have a date for the video, but I hate giving out dates because God laughs at our plans. So I could say it's this date, and for some reason something happened. Even with the My Thing, I wanted My Thing to come out a certain date, and then something went on with Vivo. So I don't give dates. Just know it's coming in September, and the video is done, and it's bright and it's colorful and it's playful, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Well, we're excited. So as soon as it releases, please forward it to us.
Of course.
So you mentioned COVID earlier. How has COVID affected you professionally and personally? We know when it comes to the music, you said you kind of had to hold back a bit. But overall, how have you been dealing with this pandemic?
Well, around for a whole year, 2 years, I wasn't able to travel. So things aren't different. I haven't come to Trinidad in a good while.
When was the last time you was in Trinidad?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019. So that was the last time. And I haven't been able to come back because of the pandemic. And now with all these new rules being put in place about being vaccinated and things like that, obviously, there's a lot behind the scenes where, being able to travel it is different. So, having the pandemic, it had me sit down for a while, but not just sit down, do nothing. I was able to sit down and, be more creative, do more music. Now I have music that is there that anytime I want to release a song, I could release because I have music there, right? So I didn't just sit down in the pandemic and gain weight. You understand? The weight did
But
come, but I didn't just only just do that, right? So it did affect it in that sense. There's no shows, nothing was open, you know, like just it's happening everywhere. So I'm sure people are aware of how the devastation of that was, especially being an artist that for myself, a lot of my getting out there is me traveling and pushing
yeah,
myself, doing radio interviews, doing television, doing things like that. So when that was all taken away, everything has to transition to online world. I did some online performances, but trust me, it's definitely not the same. You want to be amongst people. You want to
yeah.
be
It's
able
the
to get that
energy.
energy
That's
from
the
people off
yeah.
stage, and it's completely different where you really just performing for a screen and you're performing, but the vibes is just different, right?
And you're still trying to give your all through the camera so persons at home viewing could feel it, you know, because as you said rightfully, artists normally feed off of the crowd, the energy, that love. And it's
Absolutely.
back and forth, it's back and forth. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, and also I just recently did Jerk Festival over here in Toronto, which is a festival that happens every year. And again, that was me on a stage with a band, which I loved doing, but again, no audience. And you still have to try to give out that vibe and that energy for the performance, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely, nicely, nicely. So, any advice you would like to give up and coming artists about some of the challenges that you have faced personally and how you overcome it in the industry? What was Shorty's biggest challenge to date, and how advice that you could give somebody who might be going through something like that? So, at that junction.
Well, for me, like my biggest thing was you know, being able to mind my business, right? So just not studying who's playing the song, who just create your artwork and the work will speak for itself. So
Itself, yeah.
continue to push yourself and go hard. You may feel like you're not being supported or it's not out there enough, but trust me, hard work pays off. So continue to hone in on your craft and work hard and just stay focused on what you're doing. You know, a lot of times I take social media breaks because
Yeah.
I don't want to see what's going on. I don't want to see what this person is doing, what that
And
person is doing.
getting confused by like incorporating that into your stuff and not so focused
Exact,
on, yeah, yeah.
exactly. You want to just be focused on, honestly, like I even in my regular life, in my Kathy Ann life, you know, because outside of being an artist, I am a person. So I am very particular with who I'm around and who I give my energy to, who has the ability to have access to me. So it's the same thing. So I also try to do that and take my breaks off of social media, not pay attention to too much what's going on, and just really, if this is what I love, this is what I'm going to do, regardless of, it shouldn't matter who's playing you, who's supporting you, who, just do what you love, and eventually the hard work will pay off. And that's the best advice I could give.
Best advice. I have nothing else to add on that. And you're totally, totally right about what you said when it came to you know, there's a season for planting your seeds and there's a season for nurturing it and you know making sure it growing well. And then there's a season for when it bears fruit. And I think sometimes in with artists or persons on the whole, once you have a goal, they plant the seed today and they're looking for the fruit tomorrow. You know, and it is patient. You need to be patient. You need to be honest, and you need to understand that there's different seasons and different times. But as you say, once you keep on putting in that work consistently,
Mm-hmm.
it will speak for itself, and it might even come in a way that you couldn't have even planned for. You know, unexpected stuff that
Absolutely.
you don't even have on your list of goals, that things are showing up at your doorstep because your stuff is out there. So
Mm-hmm.
give your best, put it out, and let the work do what it needs to do for itself. So, guys, if you don't do
Absolutely.
anything away from this life, be sure to remember that when it comes to anything, and we are talking about entertainment right now, but that could be applicable to any
And
any goal.
absolutely.
Okay, so let us have a little bit of fun seeing that you're in Canada right now, but you're Trini. So what's
Okay.
your favorite Trini dish?
My favorite Trini dish. I love pilau, of course. Like who doesn't? And
Oh,
I also compare my music to pilau because it's a little bit of everything.
yeah, I
And
can't believe, I can't believe. I was just last week said the same thing as well. He was like, we had Amazon on last week, and he was like, "What's your favorite food?" And he said, "Pilau, pilau."
And it
So
tastes
nice.
better, and it tastes better when it's stale. So the
Yes,
after the first day and you eat it the second day, it tasting better.
we actually had a debate about that, me and some friends, because so it have two lanes. The side that eats the bun bun, and it have the side that don't eat the bun bun. What side are you? Are you a bun bun eater?
I am a bun manita. This is where we're going with this.
Because I waited for the food to done so I can reach the bottom of the pot.
Right. That's like almost the best part of the food.
Yeah, and somebody was like, bun, bun, bun. Oh, I just put water in the pot, and I felt like somebody stabbed me in my chest. And then I always stabbed. Like you put water in the pot, but you ain't in the bun, bun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are the same side when it comes to that. What's your favorite thing to do when you're in Trinidad for relaxation?
Oh, I
Outside of
love the
entertainment.
beach. I
Outside of
love the beach. I love going to the beach. I love water, you know. I see a lot of stuff going around. And so that's why I just try to stay off social media because I've seen stuff with people who don't bathe, who don't like to bathe. I think I love water. I love the beach. And I just love being on a beach with good vibes, good energy. I love having a snow cone on the way there. I love going to Maracas, having my bacon shack. I love eating all my red mango, my plums, and I'm the best things
No,
ever.
no, I'm upset that I asked this question because you saying all of this and I'm living in Trinidad and I still can't do that because we are not locked down and the
Oh
beaches are
gosh,
closed.
yeah. Don't worry, I talk to my father. He tell me every day. He
All
miserable.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But when I do come to Trinidad, that's like aside from the music, I try to do as much as the like there was for a while I haven't even been in South. You know, like I was in Laventil and I know Port of Spain and I never used to venture out. And then when I started to come back home, I used to be like, okay, I need to go here and there and check over here and go to Tobago and stay at Tobago for this long. Like I do everything when I come down there.
Okay, nice. And I'm seeing a question on the live. Lissandra is asking, what Trinidadian artists you like to collaborate with?
Ooh, that's a
Male, and
good
you have to give us a
one.
name for a male and a female too.
Bungie fan. Fayan, I'm telling you, Fayan is a beast when it comes to stage presence and
Yeah.
performance. So, I mean, I feel like I would learn a lot. And then Bungie, only because I focus on lyrics when I do write my music. When you guys hear my music, and the dancehall, the lyrics, like I said, my pen is not to be played with. So I think Bungie
Don't
is
play with the pen. Don't play
right.
with
Don't play
the
with
pen.
that. So I think Bungie for lyrics, you know, is definitely someone I always look up to and listen to. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So on a little we're going left a little bit. What is your opinion on this viral crate challenge? What is your thoughts when it comes to the crate challenge presently and all the hype around it?
I feel like people need something to do. I don't understand. That's why I just try to stay off social media. Because I do not understand why people feel like it's okay to go and hurt themselves for no reason.
For
I don't
no
know.
reason, no
I
reason. I
wouldn't pick
think
up myself and be like, oh, let me go try to do this challenge. There's too much
I'm not.
challenge. In my opinion, everything is a challenge. So there's too much challenge every other day, some new challenge and some
Yeah,
new dance something. And I guess, you know, people are bored and want to do be entertained and things like that. I mean, it's entertaining to look at, but for me personally, you wouldn't catch me climbing up on no damn crate. Okay.
Well said, well said. I think initially it had started. I don't know where it originated from. I'm not going to put that information on it because I don't know, but I know like it started with some people being paid. It was a paid challenge, like who could do it. But now people are falling and damaging themselves for free.
For
For
free.
free.
So it don't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Agreed, agreed, agreed. So, Shorty, we're wrapping up, winding down. Let's
Okay.
tell persons where they could connect with you, where they could find all your music, give them the information.
So everything is at Real Shorty, and it's RealSured. So that you'll be able to keep up with me on Instagram, on Facebook, also my YouTube page. I'm growing my YouTube page. And I'm also going to be coming out with new things later on. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm a very creative person, and my talent is music, but I'm also talented in other areas in arts, and I definitely want to try to develop a little bit more in those things. So yeah, so it's at Real Shorty everywhere.
All right, guys. So definitely head across to her platform. We're gonna share the video and put put the links and the handle. Where can they get your music? Are you on all streaming sites?
All platforms: Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Google Shorty. You will find me. I work very hard so that I can be found.
Okay, nicely, nicely, nicely. So, guys, again, pressure is officially out.
Pressure
Music
is
video
officially out.
in September. We don't have an exact date, but September. So be sure to stay tuned to everything Shorty. And we're going to celebrate it. We know we have more releases coming before the year is out. With you, there's definitely going to be more releases. So we're going to stay tuned. Keep up the great work. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and I'm very, very proud to see where you came from and the level of the level of empire that you're building and still building, and the legacy that you're trying to leave on. Continue being committed, continue being consistent, and as you say, taking your craft so serious and putting that time and effort into it to develop a quality product, because we see it. We see the consistency. We see that it's not an overnight success. It's grind and hustle and faith and being able to fall down and pick yourself back up and keep going. So definitely keep up the good work. Looking forward to bigger and better things from you. And we'd love to have you on again. We'll stay tuned. Stay tuned to everything, and do have a great weekend. Stay safe.
And
And looking
also,
forward to you to touch down on
hold on. Also to you too, because you've grown and you continue to be strong and be great and be focused in what you're doing, because I see you as well. So we see each other.
Yes, we do. It's nice to be seen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so have a great evening.
You too. Bye. Bye. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Bye.